Hello, Sam from Tool Hut here today. Tool Hut has all of your diagnostics equipment needs covered. So if you need something, please visit our website, toolhutusa.com. Today's project is a 2008 Ford Escape. The shop that I'm going to has replaced the steering column with a used steering column. I learned a few things about these used columns early on. One thing I do not do is program the power steering control module. So, if you got any questions about why I didn't program the power steering control module, we can probably cover that in a different day. I'm sure I've got a video of when I did program the power steering control module. So what you're going to need for this project is a professional grade scan tool. I believe a lot of scan tools will do this procedure. I do a lot of them with the IDS, and I have done them with the Autel, and a couple other scan tools I've got in my arsenal. Today's tool choice is going to be the IDS with the VCM2. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to open up the IDS and allow the IDS to identify our vehicle here today. It is a 2008 Ford Escape. And not that it matters, but it is a used car lot. So here it identifies the vehicle for you, and then it's going to come up with the VIN once I tell it that it is correct. There's the VIN of the vehicle. Okay, so a couple things I like to do before I get started is I like to check the entire vehicle for continuous codes. I want to make sure that, first of all, I communicate with my module, make sure I don't have any types of codes that I think would keep this job from going properly. There is no DTCs in this power steering control module. There is some codes in it. Understand that the ABS module is also a critical component of this power steering control module, so I like to check the ABS for codes as well. I got some battery voltage low codes, stuff like that kind of indicates to me that the battery has gone dead at one point during this procedure. Not at all concerned with that. So we're just going to move on here. So we're going to go down to chassis, and we're going to go to the ESP sensor calibration. This is the steering wheel position sensor or angle sensor calibration. The steering wheel does have to be straight for this procedure. And then it says the function's complete. A pretty painless procedure here. So we're just going to give it the old tick mark and move forward. We're going to go back to chassis, go to steering. We're going to do a torque sensor trim reset. The trim is the signal that tells the power steering control module how much effort is being put into the turning of the steering wheel. This is in real time. I did not cut any of the screens out of here. So this next procedure, it's going to tell you to turn the key or to start the engine. I strongly suggest that you have your hands clear of the steering wheel or a very firm grip on the steering wheel. If anything has gone wrong at all, it's going to take the steering wheel one way or the other. After you start the engine, it wants you to verify the steering wheel effort is the same in both directions. So we're just going to tell it yes, it was, because it was. Function complete. We're back to our vehicle. I am going to check codes again just to make sure that I didn't set anything. And I'm just going to do this by clearing the codes and letting it recheck them. If it wasn't battery voltage, low code, stuff like that, I probably would have only cleared the codes in the ABS and the power steering control module. But since it was mostly voltage low codes, I just decided to clear them all. That already had a P1000. Not that it's a huge problem in the state of Michigan, but there's already monitors that weren't set anyway. So we're pretty much done. I like to do a couple checks here myself to make sure that the job is done properly. Being a mobile guy, the last thing you want is the customer to call a few minutes after you leave and say that it doesn't work right. So I'm going to go into the data logger. I'm going to go into the ABS module. And I'm going to choose the steering wheel position. Notice that it defaults to about 510 degrees or so. The big thing is it does move side to side as I'm jiggling the steering wheel here. By the way, I did the steering wheel position sensor reset first, and it always goes to around 500 degrees. Here I'm turning the steering wheel just a little further. Pretty much done with it at this point. I haven't caused any codes, and we're going to consider this done. I did do a steering wheel position sensor reset on it again. I did have some effort problems here towards the end, so here I've done the reset, and now I'm just turning the steering wheel back and forth to verify that everything's working right. And here I'm going to turn it lock to lock. Again, I'm just looking for smooth transitions in the graph for the steering wheel position. I do think it's interesting that what we consider as zero or straight ahead, it considers somewhere in the 500 degree mark. So that was the key off and back on, by the way. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to my channel. If you want to see some more videos in the future, hit the bell if you want to be notified as I release them. Thumbs up, thumbs down, leave any comments. I try to answer comments periodically.